welcome back to my channel. So today I have a full face first impression of Makeup Revolution products, and I haven't tried any of these products out before. I've only done swatches of one of these products, so I don't really know what the consistency is going to be like. I don't know the pigmentation. I know absolutely nothing of these products. So the only things that I've tried out from Makeup Revolution before are the eyeshadows and the liquid lipsticks and the highlighters, and I really do like them. I think they're really good products, and I don't actually know how any of the other products are going to go. I don't know how the foundation or the concealer are going to go, or the mascara. I literally have never tried them before, and I am a little bit hesitant because some drugstore foundations do really break me out and they don't look too good. So this is a complete first impression. And I also did a haul of Makeup Revolution products last week, which I'll link down below for you so you can check that out. And I'm gonna go ahead and go into the first impressions. I am really excited, but I am a little bit worried because I don't know how it's gonna go. The first product that I'm testing out is an eyeshadow palette, and this is the I Heart Chocolate and Peaches palette. I do have around 3 of these and I really do like them. I think the pigmentation is incredible. I think the buildability is really good as well, so I'm just hoping that this is going to be as good as those ones. And as you can see, the colours are really gorgeous in here. You get peaches, golds, browns, bronzes, just loads of different shades in here. You also get shimmer shades and matte shades as well, which I think is really good because then you can have some transition shades and you can also add a little bit of shimmer to your eye look as well. So in this palette you also get a double-ended sponge applicator, but I don't like those applicators, so I'm just going to use my own brushes. And the first shade that I'm going to take is this one right here, and they all do have names on them because they give you a little sheet right here, but I'm not really too sure of what the names are. So the first shade that I'm going to take is this one, and this one's called Fine. I've also used my concealer as a base, which I use all the time, and I'm just going to take this shade and use it as a transition shade, and I'm just going to pop this into the crease. So that shade was really pigmented and it feels like it blended out really well. And the next shade that I'm going to take is this one right here, and I'm going to pop this all over the lid. And this looks like a really nice shade. It's like a peachy pinky shade, and it also has flecks of gold glitter in it as well. And I'm just going to pop this all over the lid. And it doesn't look like it wants to apply that well, so I'm just going to use my finger to apply it and see if it works any better. This is a really strange shade. Parts of it are gold and parts of it are pink. I'm not too sure if you can see in this lighting, but it seems to work a lot better with using my finger on it. Is a really good shade actually. I do like it because it looks like it's gold in certain lights, it looks like it's pink in certain lights. I'm not sure if you can see it in this lighting, but it looks really dimensional. I actually really like this. And then for the outer V, I'm going to take this shade right here, and I'm just going to pop this on the outer third of the eye, and then I'm also going to work it into the crease as well. Not sure. I don't like that colour as much as I thought I'd like it. I thought it'd be a lot darker than it's come off on the eyes, and there's quite a lot of shimmer in there as well. So I'm going to go in with this shade right here, and I'm just going to see how this is going to go on. Then I'm going to take this shade here, and I'm just going to pop this on the middle of the eye, and I think I'm just going to tap this on. Just like that. And then to highlight under my brow bone, I'm going to take this shade right here, and I'm just going to put this just underneath the brow bone and also work it in a little bit as well. Next I'm taking the waterproof liquid eyeliner, and I haven't used one of these in quite a few years. The last time I used it I did get an allergic reaction. I have very sensitive eyes and I don't know how this is going to go. All I know is that it's meant to be waterproof, so hopefully it's meant to stay on a long time, and hopefully it is going to be waterproof as well. So this is what the tip looks like, and it's a very small tip, and it looks very precise as well. And I usually use a felt tip eyeliner, and that works perfectly for me, so I'm going to see how it's going to look by doing a flick. So I've just finished off my liquid eyeliner and I actually really like it. I think I did a really good job. As soon as I haven't used liquid eyeliner in probably about 3 or 4 years, I think I did really well. The flick is really good and I really like how precise the brush is as well. The only thing is it does feel a little bit hard on the eyelids. It doesn't feel like it's a brush, it feels a little bit more like it's a spatula. But I think I did really well, and I think I deserve a very big well done. And for mascara, I'm taking the Viper mascara, and this is supposed to make your eyelashes super long and super thick. I think it's sort of meant to make it look like you get false lash effect as well with it. And this is what the brush looks like. It's quite big and it's quite fluffy as well, and you do get a bit of an arch to it as well, so it looks like it's going to be pretty good. And I'm really annoyed now that I've done my eyeliner because I can't even see if this does nothing for my eyelashes. So I'm just going to pop this on my upper lashes. This is what my eyelashes look like with 2 coats of mascara on, and I don't feel like it's anything really to write home about. I think with 1 coat it doesn't really do anything, it sort of gives you like a natural look, and then with 2 coats it is starting to look a little bit clumpy. It doesn't seem to really volumise my eyelashes, it doesn't seem to make them thicker. On this eye it just looks really clumpy, and I don't really like the look of it. So I don't know if I'm going to have to try it out without some eyeliner on and see what it looks like then, but I am going to try it out a little bit more just to see if I can get a better look with it, because it might be one of those mascaras where you have to work with it and you have to see what the best way to apply it is. So I do sort of like it, but at the moment in time I'm not really too much of a fan of it. Next I'm doing my eyebrows, and I'm taking the Ultra Brow Arch and Shape in the shade medium. So on one side it has a pencil and on the other side it has a felt tip, and I feel like this is a mixture between my NYX brow pencil and my Collection felt tip liner. I'm just not too sure how it's going to work with a felt tip. I know it's going to be really good with a pencil just because I really like using pencil eyeliners, but that's what the felt tip side looks like, so it looks really precise, and then that's what the pencil side looks like, so it has a nice tip on the end. So I don't know what the colour's going to look like, and it looks pretty light. It looks very light and it looks like it has a cool undertone to it, so I'm not sure if this is going to match my eyebrows really well, but we're just going to go ahead and see. So I'm going to take the pencil side first, and I'm just going to go on the outside of my eyes. So I'm just going to be creating my shape. And this does actually feel really nice and soft on the eyebrows. It doesn't feel like a hard pencil or anything like that. And it really does seem to glide on pretty easily as well. So I'm just going to take my spoolie from my NYX brow pencil, and I'm just going to feather out my eyebrows a little bit better. So I think it is working. I think it looks pretty good, although I think it's quite hard to create a shape with my eyebrows, especially with how thick the pencil is on there. I feel like my eyebrows just look pretty big at the moment. I do prefer my NYX eyebrow pencil. I can't really get a good shape with this, and I don't feel like it's that pigmented either. I think it feels a little bit waxy. I don't feel like I can get a very good shape with it just because it is quite thick, and as you can see the point goes down very easily. I don't have any point on there anymore. I think it should be a lot thinner like the NYX one, and then it's just going to glide on the eyebrows a little bit better. So I'm just going to take the felt tip side, and I'm just going to pop this on the outer part of my eyebrow. I really don't know how this is going to turn out. I don't really like it. It just looks very thick. It was quite hard to create a nice shape with it, and yeah, I don't really like it. It looks really dark as well. I thought this was meant to be medium, so I thought it was going to turn out quite light like on here, but it's gone quite dark. I don't know if it's because it's how dark my eyebrows actually are, but I'm going to go and do the other eyebrow, and I'm going to see what I think of it. So this is what my eyebrows look like after using the product, and I don't like it. I can't stand the way that my eyebrows look. They look really thick, they look like slugs, they look very unnatural, and I don't like it. I don't like the colour of it. I don't like the way that it's really thick, it's really waxy. I don't like the fact that there's a felt tip on the end. I don't see the point of it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my NYX eyebrow pencil, and I'm going to try and sort this out, because to me this is a bit of a disaster. So I really don't like this, and I would not go out with my eyebrows looking like this. So I've gone in with my NYX eyebrow pencil, and I prefer my eyebrows looking like this. They look a lot better, they don't look waxy or anything like that, and basically all I did is I had to take off all of the other eyebrow products, and I went in with a cotton pad with my micellar cleansing water, and I had all of these balls all around my face where the wax has just gone into balls, and it didn't look very good. So I think it's probably going to stand for a very long time if you do use it, but I don't like it. I don't like the eyebrow pencil. I just don't see the point in it, and I just don't like it. Next I'm doing my foundation, and for this I'm taking the Ultra Face Base foundation, which is a BB cream foundation, and says that it's ultra long lasting, and this is 30ml, so it's the average size for a drugstore foundation. And on the website it says that it's high coverage, easily blendable foundation, creating perfect flawless complexion, and it suits all skin types and is long lasting as well. So it does have quite a lot of claims, so hopefully it's going to work on my oily skin. What I'm going to do is prime half of my face because my skin is super oily and pretty much nothing stays on my skin. So I'm going to use the Makeup Forever Step 1 mattifying primer, and I'm just going to pop this on one side of my face. So the shade that I have is FB03. I did do a swatch of this and it does match me very well. It is a little bit too yellow, but it works really well with the skin. I'm not too sure how I'm going to apply this just because it is quite runny. As you can see, it is running down quite a lot. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do half of my face with a beauty sponge and then the other side of my face with a brush, just because I'm not really too sure how to blend this in. So I'm just going to take some of the foundation and I'm just going to pop it on this side and just buff it in. Usually I do prefer using a beauty sponge just because I feel like I get a better coverage, and it really feels like that it buffs it into the skin a lot better as well. So most of the time I do use a beauty sponge for this. So this does say that it's high coverage, but at the moment I feel like it's a very light coverage. As you can see, it hasn't covered up a lot of my redness, hasn't covered up any of my blemishes, and just doesn't really want to blend very well. I just don't really like the way that it looks. As you can see, there's not really much difference between the side of my face that doesn't have any foundation to the side of my face that does have foundation. So I'm just going to go in on the other side with my Sigma F80 brush, and I'm just going to apply this to this side of my face because I'm not too sure if it's going to apply better with a brush, so I'm just going to apply this to this side. So I feel like I did get a better coverage with the brush. As you can see, it has covered up a lot more to this side, but it looks very streaky, so I'm just going to go in with my beauty sponge and just see if it can look a little bit better. So I do actually prefer it when I go in with a brush first and then I use a beauty sponge. It looks a lot more flawless and you do get a better coverage. As you can see, there's not a lot of redness on this side, but there's quite a lot of redness on this side. So that's what the foundation looks like on the skin, and I'm not going to apply any more foundation. It does seem like it's a light to medium buildable coverage. When I first applied it, it was very light. It hasn't covered up all of my redness. I do have quite a lot of redness still on my cheeks. Also on my chin I have a lot of redness, and it's going quite cakey as well around the nose area, and on my head it hasn't got rid of all my blemishes either, so I don't really like the way that it looks at the moment. I'm not really too much of a fan. Next I'm going to highlight and conceal using my Focus and Fix liquid concealer in the shade 02 Fair, and on the website it says that it's a high coverage liquid concealer which is easily blendable. The creamy formula is long wearing and provides a natural finish. So it does seem like it's going to be high coverage. It also said for the foundation that was high coverage as well, and it really wasn't, so I don't really have high hopes for this concealer. As you can see, it's very, very yellow, so I'm not really too sure how this is going to go under the eyes. I'm not sure if it's going to conceal very well, so we're going to go and see what it looks like. So I'm just going to do a triangle motion, which is what I usually do with all of my concealers. This is what I do all the time, my drugstore concealers, my high-end concealers, and they work very well and they also highlight. And then I'm also going to go down the bridge of my nose and then on the top lip. And this literally is so yellow, it's unbelievable. If there was a foundation that was this shade, you'd look like a Simpson. And with all this lighting, you can't actually see how yellow this is. It is incredibly yellow and it's really shocking, to be honest. So I'm just going to blend this in with my beauty sponge, which is what I use for all of my concealers. And I don't like this. I can already tell I don't like this because it's not concealing, it's not high coverage. I don't like this. I don't see the point of this being a concealer. And next I'm going to set in all of my concealer, and for this I'm using the Luxury powder in the shade Banana, and I've heard so many great things about banana shade powders, and I'm just going to pop this underneath my eyes. Hopefully it's going to give me a little bit more coverage and it's just going to set it into place, because this is not very good. I really don't like the look of this. I have to go to work after this and I don't really want to go to work with this foundation on my skin because it looks really bad, and I just don't like it. I just think it doesn't look very good at all. This does cover up very well. It has added a little bit more coverage. It's also set all of my powders into place. And yeah, it looks a lot better than it did without the powder. So I'm just going to take this shade right here and I'm just going to put it on the lower lash line. And this just makes sure that it opens up the eyes a little bit more and it just creates a really nice look. And then I'm just going back in with the same mascara and I'm going to pop this on the lower lashes. And I actually like this for the lower lashes. I haven't actually got any mascara everywhere. I do find it very hard to find a mascara that doesn't flake under the eyes or go underneath the eyes, because a lot of mascaras do tend to do that and it just doesn't look very good. So hopefully this is going to go very good throughout the rest of the day. Next I'm going to apply some blush, and for this I'm using the Golden Sugar 2 Rose Gold palette, and I think I'm just going to take this peachy shade right here and I'm going to use this as blush today. So I'm not too sure how this is going to look, just because I do look very shimmery, but we're just going to see if we can build up the colour. I do also have a blush palette from Makeup Revolution that I love. I've used it loads of times. The pigmentation is really good and it blends really well as well. And I actually really like that colour. That colour is really nice. So I do really like this blush. I think it looks really gorgeous. The colour looks incredible against my skin tone. The pigmentation is incredible as well. And yeah, it just looks really nice. So I'm pleasantly surprised. So I really do like this for blush. I'm also going to use this for a highlighter as well. And I'm going to take this shade right here. And it just looks like a really nice shimmery white to brown as well. So it looks like it's going to do really good on my skin tone. So I'm just going to apply this to... That is amazing. That highlight... That highlight is incredible. I'm loving this. I love this palette. I can't believe I haven't used this, because I did buy it around a year ago. And that's literally like one swipe. I love this palette. I think this is incredible. My new favourite palette. I'm also going to put it underneath my brow bone. And the last thing that I'm going to do are the lips, and for this I have 3 different shades of the Salvation Velvet Lacquer. I haven't actually used these before. I think I've only used one shade before and it wasn't any of these, and I don't know if it was the velvet one, but these ones have not been opened. So I'm not really too sure which colour I'm going to do. I think I'm going to keep it pretty nude and I'm going to use the pink one, which is in the shade What I Believe. So I'm going to use this one and I'm going to see how it goes. So already that's really pigmented. Quite a thick formula as well. But the good thing about this is that it doesn't feel too thick on the lips, it doesn't feel too thin, it doesn't feel gloopy or anything like that. It looks like a really nice colour, and I didn't need to use lip liner for this as well, so it looks like it's done really well. So I do like the shade of this. I think this is really good. So these are the products that I'm testing out today, my full face first impression. I'm not going to come back later on to give you an update, because I am going to work after this and I'm going to be back very, very late, so I won't be able to give you an update on those. But I will put it down below in the info box how these lasted throughout the day, if I like them and if I don't like them. So already I can tell if I like a product or if I don't like it. I do have very strong opinions on certain products that I'm wearing at the moment. So for instance, with the eyes, I really like the eyeshadow palette. I think the colours are gorgeous. I think it blends incredibly as well. The only thing is you do need to sort of work out how you can apply these eyeshadows. Some of them you do need to use your finger, some of them will apply better with a brush. But I think this eyeshadow look is really good and I love it. So I definitely give the eyeshadow palette a very big thumbs up. With the eyeliner, I love it as well. I think that was really good. It glided on incredibly. I haven't got an irritation at the moment and I think it is really good. So I do love that as well. With the mascara, I'm not sure if I like it or not. I'm not sure if it's going to go underneath my eyes during the day. I think it is a good mascara, but I don't think it's just blown me out of the park with it. I feel like it's sort of just like a cheap mascara anyway, and I think it was only about £3 or £4 anyway, so I didn't really have high hopes for it anyway. The eyebrows, I really didn't like the eyebrows. I thought that that was the worst product. I don't see the point in it. It's very, very waxy. I don't see the point of having a felt tip on the other end. I feel like they'd be better off having a spoolie on the other end, and I'm just going to stick with my NYX Micro Brow Pencil because It's so much better, and I don't like that. I could not get any shape with my eyebrows using the Makeup Revolution products, and I just really didn't like it. So I definitely give that a giant thumbs down. With the foundation, I hate it. With a concealer, I hate that as well. Concealer doesn't conceal anything at all, and it doesn't blend very well either. It's very, very thin. It's not high coverage. The foundation's not high coverage either. I feel like it looks very cakey on the skin. I really don't want to go to work wearing this foundation, but I know that I have to because of the first impression. And yeah, I just don't really like it. The only thing that I do like about the foundation is the fact that the colour match is really good. With the concealer, the colour is very, very yellow as well, so it looks like it's going to be good for concealing under the eyes. It just doesn't have very high coverage, and I just don't see the point in it. With the powder, I do actually really like this. I think it did really well with setting the under eyes and setting all the concealer in. I think it's done really well. It feels very lightweight. It's not too overpowering or anything like that, and you only need a little amount of it, and it works really well. With the lips, I don't really like this already. I can feel that it's coming off around the inside of the lips. It doesn't look very good, and I've only had this on for less than 5 minutes, so it's quite strange that I already don't like it. But my final first impression on this is that I don't like it. And the thing that I am most excited about, and the thing that I most love about this whole first impression, is this palette, which is the Golden Sugar 2 palette. I think the highlighter is incredible. As you can see, that is a really strong highlighter. I only used a tiny amount, and that is just incredible. The blush was amazing as well. It works really well on my skin tone. The colour is really highly pigmented. You only need a little amount. It's not overpowering with a shimmer, and I'm just in love with this. So the products that I'm really loving in this first impression are the Golden Sugar 2 palette, the Chocolate and Peaches palette, and the eyeliner. I think the eyeliner is incredible, and I'm just so shocked that this is only about £2. It's super affordable, and I really do love it. So this is my first impression testing out Makeup Revolution products. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Like I said, I am going to put down in the info box my update throughout the day, let you know how it goes, if I like the products or if I don't. If there are any products from Makeup Revolution that you want me to check out, just comment down below to let me know, and I'll be sure to check those out. And make sure that you give this video a very big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye!